Hello, as we gaze upon this wonderful little specimen.
The Forgotten Realms rabbit, reading from the sacred tome.
And a payment apple.
Oh boy, num-nums.
What good's an apple gonna do?
She's trying to figure out how to turn into a monster.
She's still got a few. She's still got a few more. She still needs more time, I guess.
You know what? Doesn't really matter because I would probably burn that rabbit anyways.
Okay, that's a bit better. Maybe a little too better.
Oh yeah, maybe she should have learned how to tame it.
That would probably help. I will say that, fair. I will say that, interestingly enough... Oh,
okay.
Oh, he's just eating.
Okay, that's one enemy down.
No, we gotta save her. She's a neutral party at best.
Since when?
But,
she threatened us.
Also, my god, like that's the most I've ever. That's the most kick-ass I've ever seen Hunter throughout the series.
Yeah.
Seriously?
You mean kick chest?
And now, yeah, honestly, oh no!
Don't. No! Don't. Get out of here!
I was kind of hoping we would just stuff him in his mouth.
Nah, lunch.
Yeah. See how you like it.
Oddly enough, they do not reuse that bunny monster anywhere else in the game. Oh.
No, they used it for the cutscene before you fought Buzz.
Num-nums.
No, I meant the bunny monster.
Yeah, basically
right.
the thing that up and ate her.
The bunnies we still see around like as fodder, but I don't think we ever fight that bunny monster.
No, we
I
don't.
love how visibly disappointed he was about like, why'd you scare her off?
I don't know, Hunter.
Hey, I like novel games.
Actually,
now
a
we're
thought
gonna
just
learn how
occurred.
to do our spit move again.
You know, a thought just occurred to me all of a sudden, and I mean, it's one of those things where don't think too hard about it, but Bianca turned a plant into an apple and then into a rabbit. Bianca is a rabbit.
Wait a minute.
No, she's not a rabbit. She's a wabbit.
A distinction
well,
without a difference.
I don't like what they did with these NPCs at all.
Yeah, that was actually
They look very Ratchet and Clank alien-like.
well, not
to
even
me.
just like Ratchet and Clank, because that's something that me and Sam actually talked about. By the way, for those concerned, Sam will be back eventually. She's just dealing with some real life stuff at the moment. Like I kind of get what they're doing with this, because they're kind of like. They're artists in a sense. Like, I get the idea of, like, making them feel like more, like, modern-day artists. But I agree with Sam that it's, like, there are some aspects that I feel like went a little too far into that mindset.
For one, where the fuck are they getting the coffee from?
This is Magic Land. I don't know. This is also gonna throw this out there right now and say that two things you'll note while we go through this is, first off, if you listen very closely to the music,
Sounds quite familiar.
it has a very similar little note. It has a very similar melody hook that
It reminds
will become
me-
more apparent later.
It reminds me of our brief days in the Hummingbird War.
It reminds me of home.
It reminds.
They remind me of home.
I was gonna say it reminds me of the Hunt, but that also works.
Oh, boy.
That should definitely charge into him. Regardless, this is also unfortunately one of my least favorite levels, at least of this hub, because it drags.
Well,
I
it
didn't
only
have a
drags
problem
for.
with
It drags, though I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the payoff at the end, assuming you do it a certain way.
My least favorite part about this stage are those flying demon things, like these little shits.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, they move away so fast. I think the
And they
developers
attack pretty
intended
fast,
you to.
too.
I assume the developers intended for you to, for every single one, take a rock and spit it at them, but.
But you don't have
you're
to?
No, yeah, no. If you're fast enough and fire breath, you should be fine. And the other and our friend who will be joining us shortly in this level definitely can handle them pretty well. And
Also, I noticed that we kind of just breezed through the stage. Like, it was pretty friggin' short.
But here's the problem: we're not gonna leave the stage until the end of the video.
What?
Because this one has a ton of side content.
Oh,
Yep, like for
man.
example, taking out that giant gold statue of the sorceress straight from the bottom up.
I
the way-
thought
Sorry,
I thought
the
destroying. I was about to say, like, I thought destroying the statue was the main reason we're here.
It is.
Okay, technically it is the main reason, yes, but I mean, there's still a lot to do beyond that.
Namely, the
So let's
stuff
Yeah.
so
beneath the
let's not get
statue.
so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's
I
not
will
be
say
too hasty.
Well, I will say that in the meanwhile, as we wait on this level, as we wait on, hang on. Oh, I just want to go up there first, sir. Thank you, Jasper.
How?
It's a dragon egg?
Dragon eggs, as you will soon learn, are
Peanut.
mostly comprised of steel.
I like how that dragon is using the original running sound effect for Spyro.
Oh, yeah.
It's cute.
I was the same charge, yeah.
Well, I guess it had to be applied somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You start off young, and then your sound effects become upgraded once you hit puberty.
So what's down here?
Skateboarding.
Oh boy, time to
We're
go
skateboarding.
skating again.
This one pissed me off when I was little.
Before I do
Actually,
anything
it's-
else, go ahead.
I was about to say, it's funny that you say that. I found out, like, my friend Doug told me about this, and I also find out the hard way. Actually, I think I might have taught Doug this myself. It's like, if you know how to take advantage of a certain ramp and just be completely mindless with your tricks, it's actually very easy to beat Hunter in this.
That's what I did, and you'll see how I did that as well. Because again, if you just chain flips and flips and flips, same one has to be the same flip in a row. The point it exponentiates.
Right, it's like the game expects you to be more diverse and like experiment with different tricks. No, you could just do the same one over and over and over and over again.
You just gotta
Ooh.
make sure
Yeah.
you land on your wheels.
I'm actually
Right,
amazed you.
yes.
I'm amazed you were able to land that one.
Yeah, I genuinely thought it was gonna like nudge me like enough that I wouldn't be on the ramp anymore. But there we go. But yeah, before I do any of that, I'm gonna just quickly get the gems in this place,
Good
fair.
call.
and then yeah,
Yeah,
close enough.
Well, you tried.
So the other thing I was going to talk about, just to because I mean it's skateboarding, nothing crazy is going to happen. Basically, we're going to go through a tutorial where we actually start learning about tricks, because up till now we've only learned how to just race and stuff. This is the course that you would learn how to do tricks for points and stuff, and I believe this is where skill points are involved, where if you could beat like certain like high scores, you get a skill point or something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you do need to beat a certain score threshold in order to get the skill point. Pretty much the same deal as the Roman skate park.
For a second, I thought you were about to
Gotcha,
say same as with the Roman numerals.
I mean, in some ways we're gonna be making Roman. We're gonna be making a lot of Roman numerals by the time we're done. Also,
Spyro?
oh dear, that's right. Technically, we're on a slant right here, and Spyro
He
was
looks
forced
so
to.
afraid.
Spyro?
I know, right?
Spyro?
boy.
Okay, I actually had to exit the area and then reload back in.
Thankfully, if you
That's
exit,
a
I think if
little-
you exit this like area, you're like right in front of the portal.
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't think we explained that yet, but yeah, for same with Ripto's. I want to say it was the same with Ripto, but whenever you hit the pause menu, it won't say exit level. It'll simply say exit area, and that'll just boot you like one loading zone layer out. Anyway, as we see him defy physics,
I like-
do some tricks for us.
Good thing
I was about to say, he was kind of gliding there.
Full floaty there. It was. No one will. Don't worry, Spyro. No one will actually notice the. No one will actually notice the rigging that I have set up. or
No
the
one will
cord.
notice the wire, Spyro.
Look.
Then
I'm
again, it
actually
looked a lot
doing a
cheesier
trick.
in the original.
Oh, of course. But anyway, I
Everything
will say,
looked cheesier in the original.
Which was
just
to
don't
the
mind me as I
stage's benefit, mister.
just don't mind as I flex on Hunter at every opportunity.
Okay.
But I just love that it's like everything is cheese in the past.
But yes, I was going to say while I basically do every trick he does but better, because I can do that. Icky, what were your thoughts on the recent direct we had seen? Recording this in early February 2022.
Do we have to discuss that during a Spyro game? I mean, I was kind of hoping to talk about Tony Hawk and skateboards.
Honestly,
Tell me
I
about
will
Tony Hawk
say,
and the skateboards then.
I will say right now, because of a certain recent event, I'd rather not talk about Tony Hawk.
Yeah, what?
I'll tell you in between videos.
Okay.
It starts with an N and ends with a T.
Can we talk about Professor Hawk instead?
Choo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
That's Professor Hawk.
Not that guy.
I mean, honestly, some of the skills that Spyro, some of the tricks you can pull off with Spyro in this game may as well make Professor Hawk blush.
if he could.
I mean, honestly, imagine that now. If Professor Hawk, before he actually cracked out of the shell, tried to ride on a skateboard.
You know what it reminds me of? This also reminds me of Tony Hawk. Sorry, because it was Tony Hawk. It reminds me of that one episode of Power Rangers where they had to go visit Tony Hawk and they had to freaking like survive a possibly illegal like
Obstacle course.
trick gauntlet of Tony Hawk in order to gain an audience with him.
God damn it, I was about to mention it before you stole my thunder there.
Sorry.
Like, that's the only thing I think of when I think Tony Hawk. I don't think of the, I don't think of the skateboarding games. I just think of Rocket Power.
I remember I would say I remember that because of the glowy yeah, look at that. That's how many points you get per trick if you land just a chain flip.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I just remember that because of the glowy boards, and then they use that in the Rocket Power intro later.
No, they used the I thought they used the glowy boards in like the one episode where they wanted to join that that indoor skate park thing.
I don't think so, because I thought it was the Tony Hawk, because there was like the final course. They went on these glowy boards for whatever reason, and they saw him at the end, or it was I don't know. Hey, Carolyn.
Hey there, little boy or girl.
You just wait till Enter the Dragonfly, young man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
go back to your hole.
Get that bubble breath.
How many boys do you know that are named Carolyn?
Well, that's why I like redacted myself.
I mean, it could be Carolyn.
I don't know. I can see it anyway. So here we go. Here's the big gist of this: is you have 2 minutes to get more points than Hunter. Just do this.
Just keep a flipping.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, if you keep doing that, isn't it true that though, if you keep doing it like that without too much variation, like the point threshold, like the point score you'll get does get less substantial?
If you it's basically a stale moves factor. If you keep repeating moves, you'll start earning less points than usual.
But it's still a matter of
many different directions you can do, like this.
Raging Ripto!
The Raging... Oh, and there goes Spyro failing the Raging Ripto.
And just like Ripto himself, he fell off a skateboard and died.
Anyway, I was gonna say that there is that factor you brought up about, like, oh, you get less points if you reuse the same move for so often. Even still, like, even with that in mind, Hunter will still never be able to reach, like, a skill point that high if you just do that.
Just because he's...
Oh shit, he pulled off the nasty Nork!
They really should have... I still think they should have called it the gnarly Nork.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, just look at how high we are right now.
And then if you want to do the crush and the gulp, just do a lot of spins. So there's the gulp and
on the half pipe at least.
The crush.
And
you got crushed.
But I mean, honestly, again, that loop you saw me doing where I there we go. That loop you saw me doing where I was just going from one ramp to the other, just do that over and over again. And look, there's no way he's making 10,000 points. He just does it. It's like, what? There's no way he's making 10,000 points in that short time.
May as well just sit down and enjoy some I don't know, OJ while watching you and Hunter try the best he can to pull off a gnarly Nork.
I love OJ.
He's just watching. You got this, man.
All I know are alley-oops.
Otherwise,
remember what I taught you, Hunter? Don't try.
That's a very mean way of putting it, Icky. But I mean,
Hunter's kind of a jerk, anyways.
He does need to hear it at least once
he got
a day.
better over time.
I remember liking him in Hero's Tale.
He was fine there.
Yeah. Didn't he have like some sort of beard in that game?
Kind of. He did definitely look a little fuzzier in that game than previous games.
Yeah, I would say with how he looks in, Hero's Tale, it's like it tries to take that mentality that Enter the Dragonfly did, where it was like HDifying his PlayStation 1 design, but Hero's Tale I felt made it look a lot more natural.
Oh, of course. Like that's kind of like the next logical step beyond Muppet animations from the PS1 era.
Speaking of Muppets, also the first time I gotta say that the NPCs here in the original looked exactly like.
By the way, do you recognize those lizards bouncing into the bones?
Oh, yes, I do.
Guess you decide to come visit this magical realm far beyond the reaches of Avalar.
Trouble with the Trolley Man.
I
love when that happens, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him.
I don't want to. He scares me.
Is he dangerous for him to visit the Forgotten Realms?
He got a little better. I mean, at least I like to think so.
Did he though?
Like him.
You'll see.
I don't. Again, Sonic flossing. It doesn't. Sure, you can, but should you?
It's just the thing that kids do nowadays. I mean, we had our stupid hip shit back in our day.
You could.
Yes, but ours wasn't cringe.
But would you do it?
Well, I mean, granted, whether we would do that stupid hip cringe from back in the day is one thing. Obviously, flossing a big no. That's for the kids to do.
By the way, we're kind of doing this mission the completely wrong way, but I'm okay
there
with that.
There is!
My hips cannot handle this, and hey, Ooga.
I missed you, buddy.
Again.
You look like you haven't aged a day.
Because he hasn't aged today.
Dude.
Yeah. So, normally you're supposed to... Well, normally you're supposed to go get our friend's help, which I'm trying to save that guy for last. So for now, we're going to do ourselves a literal fetch quest.
Yeah. We're going to go fetch us a puppy.
Hey,
now, if I remember correctly, this whole thing with Moat and Farley is based off like a poem.
Now he's stuck down there.
Maybe.
I feel so helpless.
I'll look it
Sitting
up.
Here, listening to his
Maybe you should jump down there?
Whimpers.
Well, we are going to go fetch a lost boy down the well, if that means anything.
Never cry wolf.
Here it is. Farley McGill Mowat was a Canadian writer and environmentalist.
Hey,
and he wrote a book called Never Cry Wolf.
And which he just said at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
learning things!
Yeah. I mean, Logan said it best. We're literally playing fetch with the dog to lure him back up to the surface.
The ball was glowing.
Yep, it's basically you're gonna be using your spit move a lot as you don't actually have to worry about defending the dog. Don't worry.
Good.
The Riptocs need more. The Rhinox need more defending than you do.
Yeah, don't worry. He just wants to play. But yeah, until
but he
we
plays
finish.
Rough.
Ha. Yeah. Until then, you're just gonna want to. No.
Okay.
Close one. That guy was just like, fuck. I'm killing the dog. Give me the ball. Thank you. Nope. Hang on.
Also, you ever used to confuse me when I was little, but thankfully the solution really isn't that hard.
It's not.
Yeah. And don't worry. The dog actually will make any jump and will go anywhere that he needs to, and the game will not care about platforms until after he's passed.
Because it only cares about you being on the platform, and not the dog.
So do you ever notice how we literally have to pass the ball from mouth to mouth?
Ew.
Don't think about it.
James, man, there's some things this world that are not meant to be thought about.
To be fair, that is that in some ways some would consider it CPR.
I'm also gonna say right now, oh jeez.
Nice.
Dog?
Dog up.
Oh. Okay, there you go.
Something got messed up there. I was like, you alright?
You okay, doggo?
Yeah. Dog?
Come on. But yeah, there we go. And we're almost down. But that puzzle that's the one I remember tripped me up as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The one we have to like swap between the two.
It's like co-op.
All that's left is to... A Spyro co-op game would be neat. Bash through.
Didn't we already get that with Donald Dragon, which didn't happen, in my eyes?
Well, I was about to say, like, even discounting that, like, how would you guys personally interpretate a co-op Spyro game?
I mean
honestly,
just
any like, I would say it's just any sort of like group collectathon.
I mean, in some regards, I know this is gonna sound sacrilegious. Skylanders kind of had like one part of what could make a co-op Spyro game work.
For what it's worth.
Again, one part.
Yeah, I think I see where you're coming from. Yeah, I guess.
Obviously, it wouldn't be quite as freeform with the camera as this, but
I think okay, that's it. I think the part that would make this the part that's like the thing to be cautious about with a co-op collectathon, especially if everyone could go anywhere on the map, is you run the risk of some people missing out on in-game content. Because say if player 1 is doing these missions, then player 2 doesn't get to do those missions, and so they miss out. I don't know. So yeah, basically the big gimmick of this level is that Sergeant Bird's space is the exact same space as Spyro's.
It's literally the only time you'll ever get to traverse a natural part of Spyro's world with another character.
Which is weird, because it's the only time in the game they really do it.
Right, that's what you say, yeah. I my only guess is because, I don't know where I was going with that.
Because they felt like they had a lot of terrain to work with, yet they didn't know what to do with Spyro, so they put in the Trilogy.
Well, no. I guess that, but yeah, now I remember where I was going with that, is if it was to be any Spyro's partners that could go around the entire level as well. I think Sergeant Bird's the best pick.
Of course.
Because everyone else controls a bit too tanky.
I mean, Sheila could have worked here too. Just, you know, mind the bottomless pits.
I think Bentley would be perfect. I would not... Any of these levels walking around at Bentley speed, it's not okay.
Nope.
Not even just the speed, but that goddamn camera.
Oh, that's right, yeah, it's very close behind him.
We'll get
far.
we'll get further into that when we actually free the poor guy.
And the fact that
Okay.
he can barely jump.
That too.
Because he's a tanky dude, yeah. For this one now, the only real mission that's left is just going around and killing the rest of the demon guys. I saw you over there.
They're
picking
lava
all the-
toads.
And picking all of Uga's bones.
No, they're Booga's bones, not Uga. Booga's
Okay,
the
so
one they broke.
I keep forgetting that Booga is the name of the skeleton.
That's just oh, he actually has a canonical name?
Here's the best part. I don't even know if that's actually true.
I would buy it. I would buy it.
I mean, honestly, like, I feel like after what they did with him with Reignited, people would purposely not want to know what his name is.
It's either Ooga Bunga or Ooga Booga.
No, I mean, most people would rather just call him Ugh.
I call him Flossie McGee.
Ugh. Granted,
Doesn't
they
even
did
just-
make his dance a little bit better for Spyro 3 as opposed to Spyro 2.
Yeah,
Not
It
by
doesn't
much.
start. It doesn't start right away with. The
I mean,
flossing.
that's kind of the thing about it, is that in the long run, they never really removed anything about his original dance. They just gave him the floss. That's it. Everything else more or less applies.
And they also
They
add
wanted
in,
to-
like,
they wanted to
the...
get- Go ahead.
That they also added in, like, I think it was hard to tell when we were doing it originally in 2, but I think in both 2 and 3, they also, like, changed the song that would play and add in, like, air horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
They made a lot
They
more
wanted-
cringy.
Yeah, they wanted to get a giggle out of some children who are like, "Oh my gosh, he knows Fortnite!" And
Because
everyone
they
goes
gotta
for-
make it more appealing for the kids than the adults who probably played the
They
game
gotta-
before this not-knows babies.
I mean, hey,
I'm just throwing this out.
God, sorry.
Go ahead.
You had something to say.
I was saying, I'm throwing this out there that it still really disturbs me that one of the biggest grossing like games ever that like a bunch of children play is Fortnite, where you're shooting people, and yet miraculously the gaming industry, nobody else is saying like, oh, violence is bad for the children. Like miraculously they just got their shit together.
Well,
Like,
it's making the money to them in their eyes. Who cares?
Oh, the baby's crying because he knows what's gonna happen.
The baby.
The baby.
Even the baby doesn't accept this cring.
Oh no.
He started his bone dance again.
Not again!
Take it from the top.
I would love if even he was like, run.
Well, he did say,
Before
"Oh
it's
no."
too late! Yeah, there's that.
This time they made me.
horn.
This time they really forced me to watch it the whole time.
And yeah, this is what they added for Year of the Dragon.
He does all the tricks, the flips,
Oh, I
and
forgot
why
he
are
does
his
moonwalk
eyes
in this
real?
version.
I forgot that he has actual real eyes. I thought they were just
Thank
jewels
you.
or something.
They were like jewels in the original. Or like little glossy.
I think they were just. I'm pretty sure they were always hollow.
No, they were like little dots to resemble eyes.
All right, and with that, we are done.
It's always the one.
Finally, this
The
level.
one
took way
gem
too
to
long.
miss out on.
Now, see,
Alright.
that wasn't that bad. Come on.
Could it be
Alright,
worse? We'll find out in the next part, I guess.
So with that said, everybody, let me count this out. See you all next time. We are going to the swamp. It's snowing
Toodaloo.
on Mount Toodaloo.
To
You
you.
fool. To you. Okay. See ya.